not even imagining a normal day, getting a call from a random person informing that her kid has met with an accident, please come to pick him up. And Arnab sir, when I reached there, the view that I saw is currently, displaying on your TV screen also. I don't know if Mr. Asha can even come close to feeling of a mother, who saw that bus being crashed and imagining her kid inside that bus. I don't know, you're elder to me, Mr. Asif, but I'm really feeling very shamed that you're talking in such you have that audacity to shout on people who have been questioning about this incident, because Arnab sir, those residents, the people who were living in that area, they informed us that there was a continuous complaint sent to BMC about this dangerous tree. They have been and there were 3 such trees in that lane. It was continuously complained. But then it was pure negligence from BMC's side that they never came up or did anything about this. And now you're saying that, it's not in human control or this happened, and shouting at top of your voice just to clarify your position. Today I'm scared to send my kids to school, depending on Mumbai's such condition. How can I trust you guys with my kids going to school? That you are so negligent about everything. Forget about me, the mother who lost his kid. I am really, I don't know how will you face her with this atrocity of talking at top of your voice, sir.
Asif,
this is not acceptable. And I challenge, I am sure this will repeat, because, we living in Mumbai, we have been seeing this situation every year. And I'm sure this is going to continue.
Aarti, I tell you, I lived in Mumbai for 19 years, right? And I have never been able to understand the richest city in the country, the most billionaires, the places where the billionaires stay. Do you think there would have been a tree which would have fallen in that area?
I thought so.
I have always seen this, and I've never understood why Mumbai is such an urban disaster. The people say, no, we built the coastal road. Boss, the coastal road is connecting Worli to Sobo. It's very good for Sobo people. Don't make that the showpiece.
Platform your channel as a medium to challenge these politicians who are shouting at top of their voice today.
I'm trying to
challenge that if such situations is not happening.
Okay.
Forget about next year. The monsoon is still continuing. We are still getting
it's not only Mumbai. The problem is, Aarti, this is a pandemic of negligence across the country.
Yes.
And I have to shut my debate at this point and take a short break. But again, thank you, Aarti, for joining. And I hope the sentiment carries Manish, Susiben, Asif, Vimlendu, Karan and Yogita, that the people of this country are watching. This may not make a headline in most other networks, unfortunately. They have political things to discuss. But I know this matters most to the people of this country. Vimlendu is saying something. Vimlendu, don't shut his audio.
This is governance debt.
Yes. What were you saying, Vimlendu? I lost the last part. Again, who's doing the audio control today?
This is not monsoon debt. This is not rain debt.
No.
This is governance debt, and this is preventable. Our political class needs to act. And we do not want another committee, another SIT. We want action.
I'm totally with you on that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for raising your voice with us on that. To those whose calls I couldn't take, I'm extremely sorry, but we'll track this. At 9 o'clock tonight, I will come to you with proof of how Pakistan carefully crafted the Aman Ki Asha campaign. Why I believe Pakistan is behind this. And we need to be very careful of what they are trying to do. When we are back.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडिया's leading producer of stainless steel.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see this controversy.
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus, right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzi.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? No, if you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean...
What am I then? Back.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan organized a quote-unquote Indus Summit. Now, the conference that they organized was aimed at trying to draw international attention to their terrible situation because of their lack of water storage facilities and their perceived fear that India's strong action against them on terrorism would lead to a situation where we would close the tap, and we are closing the tap, and we put the Indus Waters Treaty on abeyance. So they held an anti-India conference, the Indus Waters Conference, on the 29th, 30th June. Immediately, in India, their proxies started speaking, let's have peace, let's have peace. Let's be nice to Pakistan, let's talk to Pakistan. Immediately, on the same day, such coordination between the Pakistanis and their proxies in India, ladies and gentlemen, such coordination. Immediately, in India, the Pakistani proxies, the pro-Paki groups started writing letters, appeals, peace calls. Immediately, almost as if, and I'm sure the Pakistanis called them and said, Thoda aap bhi bol dijiye. So the Pakistani proxies in India and the Pakistanis worked together to say, let's have peace. Now, this is not coincidence. It is well planned. And therefore, we have proof that the Pakistani apologists and their Indian enablers and the Pakistani proxies and their Indian enablers are working in perfect sync. Perfect sync. And I don't exclude anyone. I think all of them are enablers of Pakistan to varying degrees. Mehbooba Mufti, a higher degree. Omar, a lesser degree. Farooq, maybe somewhere in between. Mirwais to a greater degree. The Aman ki Asha gang to a great degree. Rahul Gandhi maybe to a slightly lesser degree, but they're all Pak apologists. The Congress party to absolutely times what they say to help Pakistan. So the nation wants to know tonight, why are these Indian voices, so-called Indian voices, carrying Indian passports, part of the pro-Pakistani ecosystem, suddenly pushing dialogue and calling for normalcy and telling us that while the blood of Pahalgam is still afresh, while the wounds have not healed, while Operation Sindoor is still on, we should be doing kawali and biryani with the Pakistanis. So first question is, we must question these people, expose these people, put them on the back foot. And I disagree with Congress leader Manish Tiwari most often. But this time I agree with him on one simple point that he has made out here. Maybe it is because he's being neglected by the Congress party. He's not got any great position in their Punjab news setup. He's feeling left out. He's trying to do a Shashi Tharoor, go closer to the BJP. But anyway, what he says makes sense. He says that the fight against terror requires firmness and steadfastness and national resolve, blah, blah, blah. To some folks, it seems that the misty-eyed romanticism of a dialogue with Pakistan is far more important than the lives of innocent Indian tourists who were identified on the basis of their faith. Why is it that the invisible hand that is incentivizing the push for pseudo-normalization with Pakistan without any verifiable guarantees that Pakistan will dismantle the jihadi military complex? Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, he has a right point he is making out here. Let me concede that. Let me take that argument forward. Because any other country in the world, when they're attacked, targeted through terrorism, when there's an attempt to target their innocent citizens, it fights back. Rightly so. And it fights back, and the leaders of the country are the cheerleaders supporting their armed forces as they fight back. This kind of Aman ki Asha anti-national ecosystem exists only in India. Everywhere else, this anti-national Aman ki Asha, tukre kind of ecosystem is locked up for the rest of their life. That's why they stay in line. We have this liberal approach, live and let live. I feel we should get out of that mindset. What did Russia do during the Chechen wars from 1999 to 2009? The left parties, which have taken so much money from the Russians and the Soviets, should ask themselves that why did they not tell Vladimir Putin not to send troops to Chechnya? Did these D. Raja types, these Aman ki Asha types, these tukre gang types, did they tell the Russians, please don't send troops to Chechnya, Mr. Putin? Please don't re-establish the control of Moscow. Please allow Islamist terrorism to continue. Did they say anything to Putin? They didn't. They will only say something to Mr. Modi. Be soft to Pakistan, be nice to Pakistan. Why should Narendra Modi be soft or nice to Pakistan? Ladies and gentlemen, when there is a war on terror, the left parties in India supported the Russian action against the Chechens. But they want our government, the Modi government, to go soft on the Lashkar-e-Toiba. And it sponsors the ISI. What hypocrisy from the tukre ecosystem. They should hang their heads in shame. And why should countries not defend themselves? Israel's war on terror against Hamas is still ongoing. It's 1,000 days since 7th October 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, Hamas, Houthi, Hezbollah continues to exist and Iran's war continues. Lashkar, Hizbul Mujahideen, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Dawood Ibrahim continues to exist. We continue to fight. And all these people who have no idea of history, oh, we should learn from the Americans, they are talking to the Iranians. How stupid can people get? How stupid can Mehbooba Mufti get? Does she know what happened after Pearl Harbor? Do I have to remind her that after Pearl Harbor, 7 December 1941, I think Mehbooba Mufti has not read any history. I always suspect these people are not well educated. Do they remember what happened after that, till 1945? We are not a country that drops a nuclear bomb on anyone, but the Americans dropped the nuclear bomb. Mehbooba Mufti, go back and read some history before you open your mouth again. You are appreciating the Americans. Mirwais Omar Farooq is appreciating the Americans. Wow. The Americans are very peaceful. Omar Farooq is also not aware of anything about history. Post 26/11, who chased the Taliban to the quote-unquote gates of hell and fought for 20 years? Who neutralized Osama bin Laden? Why didn't Mirwais Omar Farooq then tell George W. Bush, go for peace talks with Osama bin Laden? Why doesn't Omar Abdullah tell the Americans, or why didn't he or his father tell the Americans, sit down and have discussions with the Taliban? You see, they are hypocrites, ladies and gentlemen, hypocrites. Today, it's not even 13, 14 months since Pahalgam, and these people are going and saying things that are supportive of the Pakistanis, the ISIN are falling into their hands. They should be ashamed of what they are doing. Absolutely ashamed. I say tonight, keep fighting. Keep fighting. If that is a country that wants to bleed us with 1,000 cuts, we fight for 1,000 years till we vanquish them and destroy them forever. Ladies and gentlemen, no compromise. No compromise. Let's debate.
The timing of the Aman Ki Asha gang letter is not coincidental. It's timed. At a time when Pakistan is holding an anti-India Indus Water Summit.
The World Bank states plainly that the treaty allocates the western rivers, the Indus, Jhelum, Chenab to Pakistan and the eastern rivers to India, while allowing each side limited uses on rivers allocated to the other. So when India says it will place this treaty in abeyance, India is not merely suspending meetings. It is striking at an international compact that has survived wars, crises, mobilizations, and generations of hostility.
Pakistan has gone all out to attack India. It has also invited Russian and Chinese speakers to go after the Indian government as part of the propaganda.
To divert the water from the Indus River from flowing to Pakistan, and ever after Prime Minister Modi threatened not to allow one single drop of water to flow from Indus River to Pakistan, I talked to the Indians on the major television in India that in times of war, to deny water to the hundreds of million people in the lower reaches of the Indus River will be a crime, will be a war crime.
In India, the pro-talks lobby is on an overdrive. After his father Farooq signed the letter, along with Mehbooba Mufti, Omar Abdullah, the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister, feels the time is right.
दोस्त बदले जा सकते हैं, पड़ोसी बदलाए नहीं जा सकते. हम चाहते हैं कि पड़ोसियों के दरमियान ताल्लुकात जो हैं वो बेहतर हों.
Some congressmen are signatories to the letter.
I stand for peace as far as Pakistan agrees with the philosophy of peace. We should extend a hand of friendship, always.
But Manish Tiwari, a congressman, has shown the Aman Ki Asha gang the mirror.
This history of Pakistan's export of terror into India post 1971 should be kept in mind by people who advocate that we should normalize with Pakistan.
There's anger against the Aman Ki Asha gang, which has gone against the mood of the nation.
अगर आप पीडीपी और नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का अगर आप बैक ट्रैक देखेंगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा इन्होंने हमेशा प्रो पाकिस्तान ही बात कही है, बट जबकि आज देश के अंदर ऐसी सरकार है जिन्होंने अपने जो मंतव्य और उनका जो एक एजेंडा है उसको बिल्कुल क्लियर रखा है कि टेरर एंड टॉक्स कांट गो टुगेदर.
The question is, have they forgotten what Pakistan's terror has done to India, or do they not care about it at all?
The most important thing to note tonight is the timing. This Indus conference by Pakistan, where they were giving a cry for help to China, to the world, it was anti-India conference organized there, saying that India is being tough with us, is denying us water. Just because we did a little bit of killing, terrorism, so what? We should continue to get water, was around 29th and 30th. And around the same time, these 100 people, Indians and Pakistanis, were also coordinating. They were having Zoom calls. I have found out today, they were having Zoom calls, coordination meetings. A lot of effort went in. in the 1 week in the lead up to the anti-India conference in Islamabad among about 30 to 40 to 50 Indians who were working with their compatriots on the Pakistani side. So while the Pakistanis were organizing the physical conference, the Indians who were probably on their payroll were working for them for the week before that to create an atmosphere. And then exactly around the time of the conference, there was a major media campaign from Pakistan, and these pro-Pakistanis in India started writing a letter saying that we must now start talking to Pakistan and be friends with Pakistan. So the question is about timing. These are not two separate incidents, to note, please. You see, these two things were timed by the Pakistanis. This therefore proves, Sushil, that some Indians are working with the Pakistanis.
Absolutely, Arnab.
Right?
Have no doubt about it.
Otherwise,
have no doubt about
otherwise, what explains the timing, Subrashta? The timing is so mysterious or so obvious also, right? It's not a coincidence.
Arnab, where do I begin? More than the timing, look at the text of the letter that is circulating. I have problem with every phrase that has been put out there. First of all, by the very architecture of it, putting India and Pakistan in one line together, and these and people who have signed have been ex-politicians. Perhaps they are politicians. I'm calling them ex because after this, I think their political career should be over. How do you put a rogue state and a state which has a civilizational entity, which has had free and fair elections for all these, decades after independence from the British rule? How do you even put them up together, and how are you comfortable with that kind of politics?
Yes.
Is my first question. And the second question is, when they keep talking of normal conversations, let's restore normalcy, who was the one who ensured that the relation between the two nations are abnormal? Has India ever been aggressive? Just because India chose not to spoke because of some random Panchashil policy that it believed in. I'm calling it random, not, in the context in which it was designed then. I'm calling it random today. In 21st century India, Panchashil policy cannot be the norm. It is a random policy. You continue to ensure that the state of India engages with you calmly and peacefully while you become aggressors and, terrorists in your own right. And India should always be calm and, composed, etc., etc. Why should that happen? So what is this nonsense about normalcy? The state which ensured that the conversations become abnormal, the onus is on them. The onus is on Pakistan to ensure that conversations between India and Pakistan are normal. Why should India ever restore its past relationship with Pakistan? On what ground? Has Pakistan considered that it made a mistake?
Yeah.
Did Pakistan come out and say that Pulwama shouldn't have happened?
Keep changing on the right. Yeah.
My question to all these, I call them junket politicians today. How comfortable are they with this kind of politics? And for example, if a Mr. Modi were to do this, would they have spared Mr. Modi today? They would have talked the exact same language that I'm talking today. And this whole fake lobby that you were talking about, or I hope you will talk about, this whole fake lobby of let us get a Nobel Prize. Let us lobby. Somehow let us ensure that one or two, stooges of the West get some, stupid Nobel Prize. I don't agree with this kind of politics at all. One of
them, let me tell you, just one point. One of these people, he is not a signatory to the letter, though he's also part of the pro-Pakistan club. Do you know what the person did? They wrote a column, a Sunday column in a national paper. Deepak.
Why are we not taking names, sir?
No. Because some people are beneath my reference. They'll get too much airtime if I mention it on my program. But I'll say that one of these people wrote a column saying that is it impossible, Deepak Vora, that Asif Munir should get the Nobel Peace Prize now? An Indian citizen and a so-called ex-journalist, never did any journalism, but says that why should it not be possible that Asif Munir, after what he has done, between America and Iran should get the Nobel Peace Prize. These kind of people, right, are now coming out of the woodwork, Deepak Vora. You know, I'm noticing it. They are last 5-6 days. You noticing it? Are you noticing it? Is it synchronized? What do you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And may I say something also?
Sure, sir.
Give me a chance.
Sure, sir.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here, of course, with all wonderful people and our colleagues from Jammu and Kashmir. Sir, I heard someone say that terrorism started after 1971. Arrant nonsense. 47 was the first self-financing terror operation by Pakistan against India, when all those wretched Kabilas came, etc., supported by the Pakistani military and some British officers. Question today, and sir, one more question I have for all these peaceniks. I'm sorry, sir. Forgive me if I get carried away.
No, it's okay. Please go speak up, sir.
I want to know, sir. I'm sitting in front of you. How many of you lost a 22-year-old kid in Kargil? Repelling the Pakistanis? How many of you? Speak up. All you peacenik fellows.
Changing on the right.
I'm sorry, sir. And all what else I want to say, sir? Why do they want talks with India now? To tell the world that after we've done all this business between Iran and America, now every Pakistani should get the Nobel Peace Prize because we're willing to talk to India? Burnishing my credentials as a peacemaker? Arrant nonsense. I don't think anybody should fall for this, except these 100 chaps who've written that letter because they didn't become governors or chairman of various corporations, etc. And one of them, a former intelligence chief, is a very controversial character, releases his book, co-authored jointly with his jihadistani counterpart. Sir, I'm sorry. This is something absolutely horrible. And you just referred to India fighting back. I was in the United States 9/11, and the first, the scroll on the screens was America under attack. 3 months later, all I saw was America fights back. So Pahalgam is gone. India is fighting back. India will avenge the blood of its children. And if we have to destroy any memory of this country, wipe them, let's do it. You know, sir, what they say, hum haath kaat denge, kya wo hamara pani band karega, hum unka saas band kar dega. What an idiot this Bhuttewala fellow is, in his faux Oxford accent, talking about this kind of nonsense. And then we are saying, Aman ki Asha, that kind of business. And that Munni Bai keeps threatening a nuclear attack on us. Does this make sense to you, sir?
No, sir.
That here are your top chaps saying, we'll teach India a lesson, and my child, hey, hum baat karenge tumhare saath, koi farak nahi padta, hamare 565 log mar gaye the Kargil mein. What is all this, sir? Please, I want to ask these guys who have written this letter, how many of them were bereaved in 1999, sir? I rest my case, sir, before
I mentioned another point yesterday. I said that Mirwais Omar Farooq, I'll ask Advocate Nilofar Masood, and Aditya Gupta. First, I want to start with the Kashmiri panelists. Now, Mirwais Omar Farooq is praising Asif Munir, which means he's praising ISI. Now, Nilofar, did ISI not kill his father? You're praising your father's killers? इतने गिर गए आप कि जिन्होंने आपके पिताजी को घर में अपने वहां मार दिया, आपको अपने घर के अंदर मारा, उनकी प्रशंसा कर रहे हैं, कह रहे हैं बहुत बढ़िया है. There has to be a limit to shamelessness. Now, there is a limit to shamelessness, okay? And I'll tell you one thing. If Omar Abdullah feels that Pakistanis are so good, then why does he need to carry security paid for by us? He should be sure that the Pakistanis will not target him.
Arnab, thank you for having me here today. If I heard it rightly at the very onset when the debate started, you talked about Pakistan proxy Indian, right? And one of the panelists was saying about the stooges of India. You named Dr. Farooq Abdullah, you named Mehbooba Mufti ji, then you named this Umar Farooq, but I didn't heard the name of Mohan Bhagwat. I didn't heard the name of Hasbullah. I didn't heard the name of Dalit Saab, and there are so many other Indians also who are the signatory to the said letter. And let me be very clear
minute.
before this.
Don't talk rubbish, please. 1 minute. Don't try to. 1 minute. No, this will not go unanswered. You are Mohan Bhagwat is a signatory to the letter. You are a liar. Please don't talk like that. Should I read out the signatories to the letter? Mohan Bhagwat is a signatory to the letter. Please be very careful about what you are saying, ma'am. If you want to take an ISI line, you tell me why you are taking an ISI line.
I'm not talking.
Are you on the payrolls of ISI?
Statement, what he has said.
Are you on ISI payrolls that you are saying this?
For his statement. Go through
the signatories are there. Farooq Abdullah, Manoj Jha, Mehbooba Mufti and the pro-Pakistan Manishankar Iyer.
These are investors. We have been carrying the heavy coffins. We are the first casualty. And this O.P. Shah, who is the drafter of this appeal, he has been working in India right from 1991 and sending these minutes of the meetings to the government itself.
No, sending minutes to the meeting? No, absolutely. You are saying he's working for the government, a second lie by you? And where are you, by the way? No, you keep talking about India as if it is a third country. No, 1 minute. You are in India only, no? Or where are you? Are you in Canada? Why do you people keep talking about India like a third country? Where are you from? Where are you from, Nilufar? Nilufar, which country are you from? Which country are you from? Nilufar, which country are you from? Which constitution do you swear by? Which passport do you hold? Which country invests thousands of crores of rupees in a state called Kashmir?
Like you are.
Yeah, who killed Mirwais Umar Farooq's father? Okay, Nilufar, tell me one thing. Let's not debate it. Who killed Mirwais Umar Farooq's father?
I'm not the investigator of that case.
No, you are scared to mention.
I'm not the investigator of that. Neither I have given any judgment.
Who raped and murdered Sarla Bhatt? Who raped and murdered Sarla Bhatt?
I'm not.
Who raped and murdered Sarla Bhatt?
No, why are you annoyed if some
Is Yasin Malik a rapist and murderer?
Normal relation between the two countries.
No. 1 minute. Don't give me the pro-Pak line.
If they are the peace promoters, we should appreciate
You are so scared of the ISI. Are you part of their ecosystem?
On this page, that terror and talks will not go together and blood and water will not go together. We also stand on that point.
I think we must, I really feel the National Conference government sometimes I think, Madhuvanti, the National Conference government is a disservice. You know, they will try every trick to... No. They are disservice. You can't play on two sides if you are going to take security and run a government in this country. You can't play on both sides.
You are doing something different to the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, Santosh Mehrotra, people who are taking a pro-Pakistan line now, right, who have worked together with the Pakistanis to try and tell people that Pahalgam doesn't matter, right, the Pakistan High Commission must be reopened, are they not anti-nationals? Absolute anti-nationals, you know.
In other words, all the four people on the right-hand side of the screen are anti-national.
If they support the Pakistanis, anyone who supports the Pakistanis is an anti-national.
Who's supporting the Pakistani? No one said on this.
Anyone who's supporting a Pakistani line is an anti-national.
You are asking me a question.
I am asking you a question, right? You asked a counter question. I am answering you.
No, you keep asking the question and answering it yourself. You don't let...
No, I am not interrupting you. Nilufar Masood is. People who are taking a pro-Pakistan line are anti-national.
What does pro-Pakistan here have to do with this?
Okay. What is pro-Pakistan about telling people that despite Pahalgam, despite people being sent by Asif Muni to read the Kalma or be shot point-blank range, despite Operation Sindoor, we must open trade, diplomacy, kawali and biryani with Pakistan. In my view, that's an anti-national line.
Okay, don't do biryani and don't do kawali. At least you can talk about
what trade
now.
do you want to open with Pakistan? What trade do you want to do with Pakistan? You're an economist.
The normal trade that used to happen.
What normal trade? What normal trade?
You don't want it to happen. Why do you want me on this channel?
This is what donkey farming.
Why do you keep inviting me? I'm not interested.
I'm only asking you out of curiosity. Don't walk out.
No, you are not interested in any curiosity because you don't let me answer.
Nobody will interrupt him. I'm only letting you answer.
No, I'm leaving because.
No, don't leave. I'm only asking a question.
You are not.
I am asking a question, and I'm waiting for a reply.
Every time I say a word, you have to ask a question.
No. Okay, so I'm not saying a thing, Dr. Mehrotra. I'm only asking you. Can you tell me in economic terms what we will lose? What we will lose? There he went away. See, I don't understand, Madhav. What did I do?
He ran away.
Arnab, allow me.
What?
Yeah.
He has to run away, Arnab.
He ran away. He didn't go away. He ran away because you asked him very, very embarrassing questions and he has to answer his masters across the border. So he ran away. I'm sorry to be saying this on national television, but that's what he did.
There was no
need to. What does he mean by normal trade? What is normal trade with Pakistan? You want to take the donkey route, is it? What is normal trade with Pakistan and what right do these people have to talk about Mohan Bhagwat ji? What a blatant lie that was that he signed the letter. Sure. I mean, no shame left whatsoever. If you are so concerned, please leave. Please give up your citizenship with India and go and sit in Pakistan. Become a Pakistani
You need to go through his bite, what he has said. Go through his bite.
Nilufar and Madhav.
Sit and complain and then talk and support the Pakistanis. You want to sit in this country, be a true citizen of this country.
Louder for Madhav.
Don't sit here and support them. I will not agree. I will not agree to this nonsense. You want to sit in this country. You want to enjoy the benefits of this country. You want to achieve everything sitting in this country, but you want to keep supporting people there. Shame on you. You're so concerned. Get out. Go take a citizenship in Pakistan and sit there and brood there. And then come to this debate and talk to me.
It's my country. Why are you shouting like this?
This is not about
peace ambassadors have come forward. You should appreciate them and encourage them at the same time.
This is not about Hindu or Muslim. This is about India and Pakistan.
Who have signed it.
You have,
and there are 16 Indians who have signed it. O.P. Shah has been convening the Zoom meetings, and those Zoom meetings are in the knowledge of the government of India. He has been sending the minutes of these meetings to the government of India. You never questioned that, right from 1991. We are the first casualties in India. You know that? We have been carrying the heaviest coffins all over the country. There should be end to the violence somewhere. There has to be end.
Subrashtra.
You cycle of violence has to end somewhere.
Who gives you this information that a Zoom call is happening between the Home Minister of India and some Pakistani stooges? Is it the Home Minister himself who is personally inviting you to this Zoom meeting?
Kindly go through the interviews. Kindly go through his interviews.
What interviews are you talking about? No Zoom interview with Pakistan has been made public by government of India. And I will believe my government over believing a government of Pakistan.
Kindly,
Madam,
don't make any false statement here.
You are completely exposing yourself out here.
Don't make any false statement. You can send me my number.
Which citizenship do you hold? You said you hold Indian citizenship, but your language, your intent, the way in which you are speaking does not speak of any Indianness.
91, he has been convening the
question was asked as to what kind of export do you want with Pakistan? None of you could answer. The letter talks exactly about that. We want to restore normalcy and engage with the youth of this country. Engage with the youth on what? Terror talks. On how to make bombs. On how to kill people. Innocent tourists. That's what you want to have a conversation on. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Aren't you ashamed that in the same Kashmir valley, which saw the exodus of Kashmiri Pandits in 1990, a heinous crime happened when women Sindoor robbed of its dignity. You are talking about restoring normalcy with that rogue state?
Don't you want there should be sustained development in our country? If you want
what development? I don't think we need any Pakistan for our development. We will develop ourselves just like that.
Don't you want that?
What development do you want? What development does Kashmir need from Pakistan? What kind of development did Kashmir see when Pakistan was actually handling Kashmir during the UPA era? What kind of development did you see? Tell me on 5 parameters on which Kashmir was really, economically prosperous.
Advocating their cause. I am not advocating their cause.
अरे आप लोग तो घर से निकल नहीं पाते थे, क्या बात कर रही हैं आप?
My country,
थोड़ा सा ना बाहर निकलिए और जाकर के कश्मीरियों से बात कीजिए आप।
of this India.
आप लोग बैठ करके बाहर कश्मीरियों के नाम पे धंधा चलाते हैं।
Raise questions. You are always raising questions and labeling everybody who is coming.
Why will I not raise questions?
Because Nilufar, no, 1 minute. We, I'll tell you what.
आपके लोगों को नहीं मारा।
Now there are only two possibilities. Now
मरने वालों की मौत नहीं हुई थी।
Nilufar.
मत बुलवाइए। ये घातक डिबेट हो जाएगी, मत बुलवाइए।
Nilufar.
उतना ही
security of Omar Abdullah, the security for Omar Abdullah is paid for by us. His helicopter is paid for by us. The plane that he goes in is paid for by us. His bungalow he lives in is paid for by us. Thousands of crores of rupees are sent to a government, a state government, and much of it is routed through the state government in the hope that the Chief Minister will show allegiance to the Constitution and to the people of India. But when in blatant disregard, Nilufar, now volume down, when a Chief Minister of an Indian state tries to do a balancing act vis-a-vis Pakistan, then I have every right to ask questions, and we will. Okay? Tell Omar Abdullah one thing, since you're from National Conference, that what Farooq Abdullah got away with, he will not. Farooq Abdullah did this number for a long time, one line in Kashmir, one line in Delhi. We all know that, Deepak Vora. This was a master at that, because, you need the benefits of Delhi and you need to be a secessionist in Kashmir. We will not allow his son to do that. Yes, Aditya, before I come to Piyush, Aditya, now what is with Mehbooba Mufti? I've often said that if she really loves Pakistan so much that she was praising its strategic policy, she was almost trying to describe Kashmir as a separate country, saying we have a strategic role to Central Asia and we must exploit our strategic position just like Pakistan exploits its strategic position. Is she an illiterate person not knowing that the security and foreign policy of Kashmir is not independent but tied to the government of India, of which it is a part? Has she forgotten that? Has she got some aspirations like I think Mamata Banerjee secretly wanted to be Prime Minister of Bangladesh? Does she want to be Prime Minister of Pakistan? If she really wants to be, why doesn't she try her luck? Why is she such a weak person? Why doesn't she speak for the Kashmiris who are being shot dead across Pakistan-occupied Kashmir? Why is she so weak? Why is she so scared? Why is she and her daughter and her whole family not willing to say one word for the Kashmiris who are being butchered in POK? And you will defend that today, sitting in Srinagar, because you're a spokesperson. No, one minute, just one minute. Who kidnapped her sister?
Yasin.
Who kidnapped her sister?
JKLF.
Who kidnapped her sister when Mufti Mohammed Saeed was the Home Minister of India in the VP Singh government?
Yasin Malik.
No. Who kidnapped? Then why did she? How many statements has she made on the rapist and murderer Yasin Malik since his conviction in the Sarla Bhatt case? How many statements has she made? Tell me, Aditya. Why is she so cowardly? Why is she so cowardly? One minute. How many statements has she made? So now he'll be quiet. He'll look this way, he'll look that.
No, I want to answer.
Avoid. You're understanding, Sushil? Now this is one question that will poke them. Yeah?
Should I answer?
Yeah. No. So, 1 minute. Sushil, has she made a single comment on Yasin Malik?
No,
Aditya, don't run away. Don't run away.
Just let me answer it.
Yeah. How many comments has she made? Yeah.
I am waiting for 35 minutes.
How many comments has she made on Yasin Malik?
अरे भाई जवाब दूंगा तो टीवी पे दूंगा ना. सुनो, wait a minute.
सुनिए बोलिए, नहीं तो मैं भी ये तू तड़ाक भाषा मेरे साथ यूज मत करिए. आपके साथ ठीक से बात कर रहा हूँ, याद करिए 1 मिनट. आप लाइन क्रॉस ना करें, नहीं तो मैं भी हिंदू कॉलेज दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी का हूं, ठीक तरीके से जवाब देना जानता हूं मैं आपको।
मिस्टर गोस्वामी,
मिस्टर, हाँ ऐसे बोलिए मिस्टर गोस्वामी। हाँ, ये तू तड़ाक वाली लैंग्वेज मेरे साथ यूज ना करें प्लीज। थैंक यू, thank you sir, thank you.
Absolutely no disrespect to you.
Thank you.
You are a respected journalist, and that's the respect is there. I do my work, and you are doing your work. So let me just start. We are not the Hitler. That is not our nature or our way. So we need to keep some doors open. We should vanquish injustice and trinity, but we should also preserve what is good. You know who said it? Mohan Bhagwat Sahab. The security and self-respect of a country have to be protected, and the government of the day should take care of it. But at the same time, we need not to close the doors. We should always be ready to engage them in a dialogue. Who said it? This is also an RSS ideologue, Mr. Hosabale. So what the letter says is that you should start some kind of conversation with them. Why is it important? Because कब तक बम मारते रहोगे, कब तक लड़ते रहेंगे, कब तक हो? It's absolutely a suggestion that has gone to the government of India. Government of India should do it. That is what is a request. One. Number two, when the RSS stop, Mr. Bhagwat himself says that these doors have to be kept open. What is the end game otherwise? कब तक बम मारते रहेंगे, कब तक वो मारते रहेंगे? There has to be some kind of diplomacy. That is why the diplomacy exists. That is why the letter has been written and it has been signed, and it has been our regular stand. We have been saying that, see, you cannot, there was no time last year. We were the first one to hit the streets when the Pahalgam happened. We were the first one to call for everyone to protest against it when Pahalgam happened. Now 1 year has passed away. We have to proceed. We have to let it. As far as that particular thing that you mentioned about Ms. Mehbooba Mufti mentioning about the strategic location, it is about with regard to Jammu and Kashmir and its economy. Now, what has to be understood is Jammu and Kashmir doesn't have any kind of industrial growth or output system. We do not have any kind of growth material. We have to get raw material from rest of the country that has to come to Jammu and Kashmir, then we process it, and then we produce it, and then we sell it. So, if the markets open, if there's peace, then we can also send our products through Jammu and Kashmir, like Gujarat does it using its port, like Maharashtra does it using its port, like Karnataka do it, like Tamil Nadu does it, and
you know, I just want to say one thing. What happened to his line? I didn't cut it off. But I wish he was there because I want to contradict him there. You see, what he's not saying, I wish he's back. What he's not saying is that Mohan Bhagwat said that I don't decide the external policy of the government. I follow the external affairs policy and the security policy of the government of India. That he will not quote, right? What he will not quote is that Mohan Bhagwat said that many people in Pakistan believe that the partition was a mistake. That he will not quote. Which means Mohan Bhagwat is actually supporting the line of Akhand Bharat. That he will not quote. He will do a typical misquote, take one line, put it in a context, use it as a justification for a TV debate. But he will not quote the rest. Sushil Pandit wanted to come in. Yeah, Sushil. I don't know where the Aditya went off. When he's back, we'll bring him back. Yes, please. Sushil.
Thank you, Arnab. I was listening to this PDP spokesperson, and it was rather rich coming from him because the party that he represents on this panel has an official document called self-rule document. That in that document, the party advocates that there should be open borders with Pakistan. It says we should have Pakistan currency along with Indian currency to be admitted or officially allowed in Kashmir. He says in that document, the party says there should be joint management of this disputed territory. In that document, they come out with a incredible concept called shared sovereignty. Political scientists of the world will commit suicide. What does this shared sovereignty mean? This is a contradiction in terms, but India must share sovereignty with Pakistan over Kashmir. He represents this party. This party in the document calls for Sharia in banking in Jammu Kashmir. Now, this is what the party says. So, coming from him is rather rich when it says that we must have industry, commerce, trade, etc. Mehbooba Mufti as chief minister wanted to support the China-Pakistan economic corridor to which government of India had officially opposed. But as Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, addressing businessmen in Mumbai, she stepped out of the line and supported China-Pakistan economic corridor. This is the kind of party you are talking to. Now, let me say two things very briefly. One, you mustn't forget the orchestration, how it is happening. Just a week back, we heard what happened in Colombo, when you had similar noises planned and planted in the social political discourse of this country. Now you have this letter close on the heels of Colombo conference. I don't know what else will come, but they have already started quoting and misquoting Mr. Bhagwat and Mr. Hosabale out of context. They are actually drumming up an environment where they think they'll be able to force a government which is by far the most consistent in its Pakistan policy since independence. For the last 10 years, I don't think India has ever been so consistent with Pakistan. We said talks and terror will not go together, and we are sticking to it. We have added water and blood will not flow together, and we are sticking to it. And this has begun to hurt Pakistan, which is why you see this orchestration, which is why you see this drumming up, trying to create logic, trying to look good, trying to do virtue signaling. Because
and I would say that the attempt to quote the RSS chief is completely wrong.
When you talk
the RSS chief said
in our High Commissioner in August 2019, who stopped trade, all trade, even medicine, even life-saving drugs trade? Pakistan. Onus is on Pakistan, not on us, to restart all this. And we should not, even if they beg, because we have scores to settle.
Piyush, before you come in, I want to say just one quick fact, 30 seconds. Before the show began, around 7 o'clock this evening, I have information through my contacts. I'd like to share with you that about 100 Indians and Pakistanis, mostly Pakistanis and some Indians, got on together one large video conference. And they were discussing how to take this agenda forward. I have the names, let me tell you. You'll be shocked, viewers, some of the names out there, right? Very concerning. This attempt was continuing very actively at 7 o'clock today. I have screenshots through my contacts of the people who were there, the names of the Pakistanis and the names of the Indians. And I want to say to those anti-nationals, our eyes are on you, our scrutiny is on you, we know who you are. Yes, Piyush, your turn.
44 minutes into the debate, almost 45 minutes, and just give me a minute to explain the stretch, because most of the time I have been struggling to get the caption changed, because Aam Aadmi Party does not stand for talks. Aam Aadmi Party believes that the terror and talks cannot go together. Samvad और आतंकवाद साथ में नहीं चल सकते, ये बात बिल्कुल सही है, and we stand by this stand all through and through. But does the government, because Sushil Pandit ji just said that this government has been consistent. So let me explain the consistencies of this government. Who went to Nawaz Sharif's, offspring's wedding? Prime Minister Modi. Who gifted a sari to Nawaz Sharif's mom? Prime Minister Modi. Who is forcing India to play cricket? Arnab did a wonderful series on that India should not play cricket with Pakistan. Did you get any reply, Arnab, from the government, from the ICC, that who instructed India that it has to participate in the tournament, in an ICC tournament with Pakistan? Isn't it the Home Minister's son who's heading the ICC right now? His name is Jai Shah. Who's Dhruv Saxena? Dhruv Saxena was Madhya Pradesh Bharatiya Janata Party's IT cell agent. He was caught spying for ISR. So this is the Bharatiya Janata Party's consistency you are talking about. Who started this Aman ki Asha? It is ironical. I was just reading about who started or when this term was first coined. It was started in January 2010 by Times of India Group along with the Jung newspaper of Pakistan. And Arnab was then serving in that same...
One minute. Let me tell you one thing. One minute. Before you take my name, I am proud to say I was an independent founder editor of Times Now. And in all the years I was at Times Now, I took an anti-Pakistan line which went against the editorial line of the Times of India group. I'm glad I held my own. The people know what I did in 26/11. I impacted the foreign policy of this country. I refused to cow down to the Times of India's editorial line. I had my own line and I continue to have my own. Don't bring me into this, sir. No. I'm not part of the Qawwali Biryani gang. No, 1 minute. You may have your journalist friends who are part of the Qawwali Biryani gang. Have your Qawwali, have your Biryani. Don't you drag me into it. I am a nationalist. I am anti-Pakistan. I am not neutral. And I am going to give it back to you if you try to drag me in. Oh God, don't you try. I'm not a Kejriwal dying to get a Magsaysay award. I'm not a Prashant Bhushan standing on the lines. I'm not an Arundhati Ghosh, Gandhian with guns. I don't do that kind of rubbish. I know the people who did it. You know the people who did it. Should I expose them more?
Why are you that?
Should I expose the members of the Tukre gang who you are associated with?
Sir, hold on. Sir, hold on.
No, I won't hold on. I'm going to give it back to you nice and proper now.
Hold on, sir. Can I respond now? Because you have, you are sitting in the studio, you have all the audio control.
Do you believe in Akhand Bharat? Do you believe in Akhand Bharat?
Sir, hold on. We believe.
No, I will not hold on. Has your leader made a single comment on the rape and murder charge against Yasin Malik? No, why aren't you answering my question, Baba?
I am answering. We have told that I myself have participated on your channel.
When Arvind Kejriwal teamed up with Prashant Bhushan, did he ask Prashant Bhushan to write it down that he believes that the sovereignty security of the country cannot be compromised, that Arundhati Roy is wrong? When she on her line on Kashmir, were you willing to compromise that? Were you taking the Ford Foundation line? Have you ever or your associates taken money from Ford Foundation? Have you, your political associates, India Against Corruption, taken money from Ford Foundation and other such proxies for the Americans' deep state? I am not holding on, Baba. I am going for it now.
Why you are rattled?
No, I'm going for it because you see, you can't say this. I am not for talks with Pakistan and all that. Don't do that for your political purpose.
सिंपल सी बात है जो मैं आपको बिल्कुल सीधा बोल रहा हूँ. जिन्ना की मजार पे केजरीवाल गए थे कि आडवाणी जी गए थे? बस लेके पाकिस्तान में लाहौर वाजपेयी जी गए थे कि केजरीवाल गए थे कि सिसोदिया गए थे? जब मैं आपसे सीधे क्वेश्चन पूछता हूं तो आप बताते नहीं. अमन की आशा गैंग बिरयानी नहीं खाना चाहिए. I started by saying that we condemn and we believe. Why is Vijay Shah still something in Madhya cabinet? What about that inquiry? Who's Vijay Shah? Did Vijay Shah call Sophia Qureshi, Colonel Sophia Qureshi, आतंकवादियों की बहन or not? And why still he is in Bharatiya Janata Party government? Why are you not questioning all these things? Why are you rattled when
अरे आपको फोर्थ फ्रंट बनाना है ना नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के साथ और महबूबा मुफ्ती के साथ. आप बताइए कभी फोर्थ फ्रंट नहीं बनाएंगे महबूबा मुफ्ती और नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के साथ? मैं तो क्रिटिसाइज किया बीजेपी को when they tied up with the PDP.
This is not right. The question is about the government's policy. The government's policy is fairly inconsistent over the period of time. Why are we playing cricket? I started by saying you did a series that you yourself asked this question that why are we playing cricket? Did anybody respond to you? Why is there no Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson on this panel? Why is there no Bharatiya Janata Party official spokesperson? Because they are conducting back-channel talks through Ram Madhav in Colombo. And Ram Madhav comes out and denies that. Ram Madhav makes a statement in US.
Ram Madhav doesn't even represent himself, man. What are you talking about? On what basis are you saying that Ram Madhav was representing the government of India? In what capacity was Ram Madhav representing the government of India? Is not even an MP or an MLA?
अरे भैया भारतीय जनता
अरे भैया क्या होता है?
कि नहीं थे राम माधव? आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
राम माधव इधर उधर जाते रहते हैं.
2020 तक कौन जनरल
He represents nobody. No, he represents nobody. He doesn't represent any point of view.
He represents.
You may want him to be. You may want him to represent.
No, bhai, BJP makes a person this general secretary. Ram Madhav was the Bharatiya Janata Party's general secretary from 2018 to 2020. He goes to United States.
Which is this year, 2026 or 2020? You got Mr. Rip Van Winkle. Which year are we in?
No, this is not done.
Mr. Rip Van Winkle, which year are we in?
Janata Party की policy में सारी inconsistency Ministry of External Affairs की policy में उनको question करने की बजाय आप हमारे ऊपर attack कर रहे हैं.
हमारे ऊपर क्यों? आप possessive क्यों हो रहे हैं? You are not part of the Congress party.
You should hold up your facts like we are doing that. Like we are saying that.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, no.
We are supporting the government's stand, but the government should support its own stand, na Baba. Government does not support its own stand. This is the government of U-turn. This is the government of flip-flops. आपने आम आदमी पार्टी के ऊपर इतने सारे आरोप लगा दिए. I just merely mentioned.
मैंने तो एक भी कुछ नहीं कहा. It's self-inflicted injury by you. I never even mentioned AAP till you mentioned it. I didn't even introduce you that way. Why are you getting stressed?
45 minutes, Arnab. 45 minutes, Arnab. I had to fight with your team, digital team, that remove this caption. We don't back talks. 45
You
minutes.
don't back talks.
You have been putting that caption on my head.
Good. You don't back talks. Good. At least you're not like Sunil Gavaskar and Kapil Dev who have not spoken. Sunil Gavaskar, Kapil Dev, Sachin Tendulkar should issue statements. The problem in this country is Sunil Gavaskar, Sachin Tendulkar, Kapil Dev, Saurav Ganguly should issue statements against Shoaib Akhtar, who is seen with all the Lashkar-e-Toiba operatives. They should speak against Shahid Afridi. But problem hai, तब सब ये रॉबर्ट वाड्रा वाला अप्रोच लेते हैं, हम प्राइवेट सिटीजन है. I want people to speak up, no? I'm not sparing anyone.
So when we are speaking up as a party, when we are exposing the government's inconsistency, why don't you question?
Now my question is, okay, now this is the raw nerve that has been hit. Okay, Sushil Pandit is Ram Madhav, who denies having done track 2, but who should not have gone and sat there with the Pakistani generals. Is he representing the government of India? Let's end this mystery. I don't find any ostensible proof that he is.
I don't think so. He doesn't even represent himself. He actually, after speaking at Hudson Institute, completely apologized to the nation. He said, sorry, I was speaking untruth, I was wrong, I was misquoted, I was whatever. He completely disabused. Likewise, in Colombo, he says, I was representing nobody. So why are you attributing him to representing government party, Sangh or whoever else?
Sir, who's Vijay Shah? Who's Vijay Shah? Is Vijay Shah a minister in the Bharatiya Janata Party government or not?
Number two, you said this is inconsistent policy. Let me tell you, since this policy was declared, there hasn't been any conversation with Pakistan.
Did ICC
not a single exception.
The Indian cricket team to participate
ever since Indus Water Treaty has been held in abeyance, there hasn't been a revision.
Sir, this is inconsistency.
Celebrate this.
Okay, viewers, I'm running short of
this. Here and there for your political motives. This is the only time India has been consistent vis-a-vis Pakistan, and it has begun to hurt Pakistan.
And let's stay on course. I say, Deepak, Bora, let's stay on course. Let's support the government. You can't support the government, then keep quiet. Don't trouble the government.
Exactly.
You can't support Ajit Doval, then don't trouble him. You can't support Narendra Modi, don't trouble him. You can't support Amit Shah, don't trouble them. They're trying to end Maoism. Fight the Pakistanis. What the hell are you doing?
No, they are already troubled.
You are still not willing to make a statement against even the one book wonder Arundhati Roy.
They are already troubled by Jai Shah and the
Aapko problem kya hai?
American government.
You are not a Maoist, na? Why are you getting stressed?
All right, I agree with you.
Okay, Deepak Bora must have
the... They are not troubled by anybody. They are not troubled by anybody. You seem to be the most...
Okay, we're going over. Deepak Bora, last word, sir, to you tonight. It's got hotter than I thought.
Just wanted to say thank you very much. Enjoyed listening to the debate. And Pakistan is desperate to talk to us. They are hurting badly. The poly crisis taking place. Yeah. This is the time to turn the screws. These letters written by these jokers has no meaning, sir. Ignore it totally.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't become a nationalist by watching Durandar. You become a nationalist when you back the government in the war against every single element, force, individual, organization which is working against our sovereignty and our interest. I will see you without fail tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that
जिंदल साथी सील है तो असली स्टेनलेस स्टील है।
तो जब भी आप स्टेनलेस स्टील पाइप्स एंड ट्यूब्स खरीदें, जिंदल साथी सील जरूर चेक करें।
जिंदल स्टेनलेस, इंडियाज लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ स्टेनलेस स्टील।
Sir, what about safety from fire? केबल कौन सा लगाया है?
अरे केबल का क्या है, कोई भी चलता है।
यही चलता है, बाद में जलता है। 90% of the electrical fires are caused due to short circuit. Give lot of importance to consider fire safe cable. Ignamo, the fire safe cables from Dravid. Remember, business is safe if your cable is fire safe.
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Tonight, Republic's campaign, Our Lives Matter. These urban catastrophes are man-made and we don't need to suffer anymore. At 9 o'clock tonight, why I smell a rat in the re-emergence of the Gupkar gang and the pro-Pakistan proxy brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, 21 years back, in my first year as the editor of a national network, we carried a campaign for a young boy who fell into a borewell called Prince. And we fought so hard to get him out. And he was the child of a landless laborer. This whole incident was unfolding in Kurukshetra in Haryana. Ladies and gentlemen, Prince, after 4 days or 3 or 4 days of a remarkable All India campaign, was brought out by the army, and those are his pictures. And ladies and gentlemen, when after 50 years of being stuck in a borewell that was to be covered by the government, when Prince came out alive, I remember our newsroom wept, because we felt that we had the power to change things as the media. We felt that if we could put enough pressure on the people, that all these cases of willful negligence would stop, and no other prince would have to go through that kind of a life and death situation anymore. We felt the country would change. We really felt the country would change, and we were so happy when Prince came out. And I hope you remember the story of Prince, but we were wrong. We were wrong, ladies and gentlemen, because today a tree falls on a school bus and an 11-year-old boy called Vihan suffers critical injuries and dies. We saved Prince, but 21 years later, a 60-year-old tree that was supposed to be taken away, that should not have fallen on the school bus if the municipal authorities cared about it. The municipal authorities did nothing. It fell on the school bus. And Vihan died. The pictures are there before you, ladies and gentlemen. 5 others were injured. Vihan died. All the other survivors are between 4 years and 12 years old. So I share with you my extreme disappointment that while we saved Prince 21 years back, we thought the country would change. This country for the people has not changed. Because Prince today, wherever he is about 26-year-old, and even he would be sad that an 11-year-old boy died in a completely avoidable accident. This country has not changed for the people, ladies and gentlemen. And don't mistake this to be an urban catastrophe. It's not just an urban catastrophe. You see, viewers, there are 2 college girls this week alone lying there, electrocuted. You see the pictures there? Lying there, electrocuted on a waterlogged road. You see these 2 girls, ladies and gentlemen. They're right there in the middle of the traffic, in front of a bike, under an umbrella on a road swollen with rainwater. A man is throwing a white cloth on them, and he thinks they are dead. But then he's shocked as the bodies flinch back. The girls survive. They're out of danger, but they could have died for no fault of theirs. But just because we live in a country where our lives don't matter, and I want you to say tonight, our lives matter. This could be you. This could be your loved ones. How will we be a developed country? How will we be Vikasit Bharat? Now let me show you another picture from Junagadh in Gujarat. Do not think any of these instances is a out of the ordinary, rare instance. 1 in a million. Won't happen to you. Never happens to any of us. Don't think so. Look at these pictures, ladies and gentlemen. Look at these pictures. A couple fall into an open sewer pit on their way to work. This is Azad Chowk, Junagadh, Gujarat. Early morning, couple are on their way to work. Look at the way they fall. Look at the way they fall. Look at the kind of serious head injury that man has because he falls straight on his head. His neck, his spinal cord, everything can be affected. And he has a serious head injury. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not an accident. This is apathy. This is happening because in this country, nobody cares for the people, you see. The politicians in this country only emerge every 5 years. That also sometimes they don't. And in Junagadh, in another instance, imagine what that lady is going through. She doesn't know how badly her husband is injured. Imagine the fright, imagine the panic, imagine the pain, imagine the anxiety, imagine the trauma. And then imagine this happens all the time, everywhere. A woman with children and a motorcyclist falling into a submerged drain. My next case study, ladies and gentlemen, also from Junagadh in Gujarat. Also from Junagadh in Gujarat, just see there, they just collapse. How serious this can get, and if there's an electrocuted, there's an open wire out there, this can be life-threatening. But we don't care. We've become a country where we think, oh, these things happen, it's not going to happen to us. And then we hear that someone, our neighbor, our loved one, it happens to them, and then we begin to think and talk. We also saw the pictures this week of a worker falling into a manhole right in front of the mayor. This happened in King's Circle in Mumbai. June 24th morning, right in front of the mayor, open manhole, right in front of Mayor Ritu Taude's morning inspection, right in front of her, an open manhole. Right in front of the manhole, the worker falls. Then the area is barricaded. This is absolutely embarrassing for the mayor, but this is the truth. I'm glad it's happened because, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying so. The man could be grievously injured, but it has happened. And mayors should get a sense of the reality that people in this country face. Do you agree with me? If you agree with me today, open the phone line, speak to me, tell me what you think. Because this is extraordinary. A 55-year-old man, I'll show you the next visual. He's there in the red t-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, just disappears. It's a normal day for him. He's walking across. You'll see a man walking, and then he is seeing something on his phone, and then you'll see him the next minute, he's not there. You just keep watching that. He just disappears in the next video. Why? Because he falls into an open manhole. He just disappears within a split second. And he dies. A 55-year-old man with a family just dies out there because private contract workers had removed the manhole cover. They forgot to put it back. And this man was just walking. Aslam Sheikh, he was just walking. He steps into the open manhole and he dies. Only his umbrella and slippers are found. So don't think this cannot happen to you. You don't live in a different country if you're watching this program. You don't live in a different country. And just day before yesterday, a 4-year-old died after a 21-hour rescue. Prince was saved, but the 4-year-old, Nirvair Singh, 4-year-old, who had accompanied his father to the fields to deliver breakfast and fell into an uncovered 22-feet bore well, he could not be saved, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to say this tonight, when you see these pictures, remember one thing, and we can put Prince on one side and all these incidents on the other, with just one message I have for all of you. One message. You are not safe. Unless tonight we make this an open public campaign and start screaming from the rooftops about it, then remember, you are not safe. And I feel today that 21 years after Prince came out miraculously alive, we continue to fail the people of India. There is an accountability gap in this country. 21 years after Prince, Nirvair dies. In Haryana, 21 years after Prince, 11-year-old Vihan dies in Mumbai. If we don't say today our lives matter, then you're not fighting for your families, you're not fighting for your loved ones, and you are certainly not fighting for yourself. Put the pressure in this country. You don't scream, you will not be heard. I assure you that. Let's debate.
Wednesday, 2 girls suffer electric shocks as they waded through the rainwater, coming in contact with a live wire. Wednesday night in Thane's Mumra, a teenage girl dies after being electrocuted amidst heavy rainfall. Today, a 55-year-old Aslam Sheikh falls into a manhole, dies in Mumbai's Sakinaka. The same day, BMC worker slips into a manhole right in front of the Mumbai mayor. The very
we get down inside the sewer line and lifted up that victim and send it to Rajawadi Hospital in 108 ambulance. The victim is in unconscious state. When I get down, there is various mass gases and it is difficult to take a breath.
The Bombay High Court had warned against negligence just 2 days ago, urging this civic body to wake up.
इतने सारे निर्देश देने के बावजूद भी मैंने रिव्यू मीटिंग लिए थे, हर मैनुअल, लेकिन अगर यहाँ पे मैं बताना चाहूँगी, मैंने बार बार कहा था कि जाली का जो काम बिठाने का है, जिस मैनुअल में जाली अंदर बिठाने का काम है, तो वो बारिश के पहले कंप्लीट करूँ. बारिश में ये सब होना बहुत गलत है.
While the blame game continues, it's the taxpayer, the citizen of the country, that continues to bear the cost of this criminal negligence.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that in India, citizens' lives don't matter, and I'm showing you the pictures there of Prince. 21 years back, we saved Prince, but we couldn't save Vihan, we couldn't save so many other people, and every day people die in the most horrifying of situations, you know. And there's not even an apology we hear from the people who matter, not even an apology, not even a, like, we're really sorry this happened, we think we have failed all of you. No, there's always a defensive response, you know, a Vimlendu Karan. There's always a response, Yogita, oh, we're doing things, if these things still happened, you know, what can we do? Somebody else is responsible. Go to court about it. Oh, we'll give you, you're crying too much, okay, we'll give you 2 lakh rupees compensation. This is the general approach, Am I right, Yogita? Am I right? Do you think I'm right, viewers?
Absolutely.
Yogita opening tonight.
Each word by you was so meaningful, because I know the outrage is coming from seeing this for so many years, those 21 years ago, like when we were talking about Prince, I remember we were all crying. I was working in the airline industry and we were sitting in the group to live, see all of it, and we were all crying. But gone are the days, that time the other government was there, we had so many promises. Governments keep changing, but one thing remains same is that our lives won't matter. 80% of the deaths in this country happen directly due to corruption, not indirectly, directly due to corruption. 80%, including the health issues which we suffer. And today only I'm just attending a case in AIIMS hospital. They don't attend to the emergency patients. We still have the same thing which we were talking about the earlier government. It's the same thing which we are repeating every day. Nobody bothers here. No accountability, zero accountability. And only thing last you will see is the suspension. People dying, cleaning the manual squavage. You know, the people are cleaning till now in Delhi. In South Delhi, you will see, people getting into the sewage and dying. So, I mean, one thing they will just do is issue a check and suspend. We don't want that. We want jail to these people. We want them to be accountable going to the jail. Have you ever seen one single officer going to jail? And what were the mayor saying? She was saying, I had told them, do that in the monsoon. Why the hell we choose such people? Just to monitor the babus. Then what is this nexus going on? You get elected, you just check on the babu, abuse the babu, put everything on the babu. This whole circle has to go. Whenever a neta or a babu will go to jail, I think things will change. But what we see is suspension, not even termination. Issuing a check is the best thing for them. What would they think that they can buy people with 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs? Any rail accident happens, they just do that. I mean, this is shameful. Till the time, actually it is our fault. We have learned to live like this and like Kida Makodas and cockroaches, to be very honest. We don't raise our voice. We have lost so many children. Every day in Delhi, people are dying in potholes. Accidents, we don't even count them. Why the accidents happen? Due to the, corruption in traffic rules. You see, 4 people died in the highway like last week. We are all talking about that. How many people die in road accidents? Why the road accidents happen? So there are so many things we have to talk about. Thanks for raising these issues, Arnab. We really need to have a dialogue and have a solution. We need to just fight these politicians and these babus. We are done with it.
What happens is that unfortunately, the politicians look at things differently. They will say, okay, we gave compensation of 1 lakh from the civic body funds, 1 lakh rupees. That amounts to approximately $1,000 US. Okay, a child dies, an 11-year-old child dies, and you give $1,000 compensation. No, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, Asif. 1 minute, Asif.
No,
right.
no monetary.
1 minute, Asif.
No monetary compensation.
$1,000 compensation equivalent, 1 lakh rupees, and a mere suspension for the assistant garden superintendent of the West Ward. Are you listening? The lowest in the food chain. A suspension, maybe 1 week suspension, and $1,000 compensation. That has become the value of the life of an 11-year-old boy in India, Vihan, right? So, and you say, why are people complaining so much? Don't they know we have other things to do, big things to do? Right? Now what happens with you is that Asif, 14 children could have died. There were 14 children on the bus. 12 remained on board. 12 were trapped when the tree came down. Okay? 1 died. For you, you want to move on. You want to move on. You want to move on. I assure you, people don't want to move on. People don't want to move on, and I want to remind you.
No, certainly, every tragic.
I want to remind you. I want to remind you. I want to remind you of just one thing. One thing to you, please. One thing to you, please. That these things used to happen when the Congress Party was there in power, and I feel there was no accountability. But this time, I feel who's accountable for what has happened here, right? Who's accountable?
No, every tragic death deserves an accountability, Arnab. No one is running away from its accountability, and it's dishonest to pretend that the problem started today. Mumbai has been facing these problems year in and year out. But I today, being the spokesperson of the BJP, do not want to wash my hands out. I would like to submit that somewhere there is some responsibility and accountability on behalf of my party. And again, today, when this tragedy happened, the first incident was taken up by Amit Satam, the Mumbai president, in the floor of the House, and the speaker rebutted, saying that by just suspending officers is not the solution. It has to be, they have to be slapped with a culpable homicide.
Louder.
So that
all this
in
is
future,
words.
they understand the accountability. Though the mayor also came in front of the media, so many years, 25 years, you see, whichever political party is in power.
I ask you, can you name Asif, can you just calm down and answer a simple question from me? I wish to ask you that question with a fair amount of directness. Can you tell me which party does the mayor of Mumbai come from? Which party is controlling the BMC today?
This is the first year, and we are controlling the BMC, and our mayor was the first person to come out and accept the responsibility.
So
no one is running
an
away
award for doing that?
Our party, Mumbai president, said this on the floor of the House. No, we don't need an award. We want to understand that this tragedy is unacceptable.
Listen to me. Talk to me. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Talk to me, Asif. Asif, I say this to you today. When I saw the pictures, I've lived in Mumbai for 19 years. I love Mumbai, you know that, right? I became an editor for the first time in Mumbai. It has been my karma bhumi for almost 20 years. I have a right to talk about it.
And your first debate on Manoj also.
Yeah, but I want to tell you one thing. When I see the pictures from Nerul, Navi Mumbai, and I want to pay my attention to it. Vimalendu, please see these pictures out there. And I'm not getting you to